Progressive Voices' Jon Sinton has written a continuing series called A Turning Point that touches on politics, culture, and media. You can hear the short essays in the on-demand section of progressivevoices.com and on the PV app.
For Progressive Voices, I'm Jon Sinton, and this is A Turning Point, today, of love and sacrifice. Well, I don't know about you, but 3 weeks of Trump 2.0 with all the blaming and the firehose of lies and degradation have me ready to write about something else. Don't worry, we're going to get at least 4 years to discuss the law-breaking, norm-busting business of this administration, but for today, dogs. Last spring, after almost 11 years, we lost our beloved rescue dog, Carmen. It was very sudden. We went for a long walk, came home, she had breakfast, then laid down on the living room rug, never to rise again. A word here about the difference between the debilitating, lingering final illness versus the sudden death of a loved one, human or otherwise. I've experienced both, and I'm not sure which is worse. The former represents a chance to prepare, but the pain is persistent until death is a kind of sad relief. The latter's suddenness gives us no chance to prepare, and while the suffering beforehand is diminished, we're hit by a ton of bricks at their passing. After healing for a number of months, we realized that for us, a house without a dog is just not a home. So we started looking, with a preference for a middle-aged or older dog, no puppies. Been that route. Before Carmen, we had 16 years with our lab border collie littermates, Atlas and Apollo. Those two enjoyed our big wooded and fenced backyard in Atlanta where they hunted in tandem, flushing out the seemingly inexhaustible supply of squirrels, chipmunks, and once or twice, memorably, snakes. They loved going in the car, they had their run of the house, and they were allowed everywhere they wanted to go except on the bed. Never on the bed. Ha ha. Well, it was fun having 4 kids and 2 puppies in the house, but that's definitely a time-of-life thing. So this time we were quite firm. We wanted a rescue and only one, hopefully a staid and dignified senior citizen, but above all else, no puppies. Fast forward to this year, and you guessed it, puppies. Call it fate, kismet, or the stars aligning, but a few weeks ago a friend called and said she knew of an Australian Shepherd set of puppies whose parents are both active duty Navy, and because of a technical specialty needed overseas, the doggie's daddy could potentially be deployed, just having returned from a prolonged deployment. It doesn't seem fair, particularly in light of the fact that his wife is also up for deployment, but we know it's the kind of disruption the Navy tries hard to avoid, and sometimes it happens anyway. And when duty calls, Marines, sailors, airmen, soldiers alike, they all answer, no questions asked. I won't go on here about the exceptional nature of our countrymen who voluntarily put themselves in harm's way to protect the rest of us. It's an old story, and it doesn't need me to embellish it. Suffice to say, our friends and neighbors who compose the volunteer military live with inconvenience, personal upheaval, and the looming threat that when that ship goes over the horizon, some of its contingent may not see our shores again. So we met the couple and the puppies shortly after learning of their predicament. Initially, they were looking for a forever home for these 2 rambunctious rascals, and in light of the sacrifices they make every day, we could hardly say no. But then reality set in on all sides. The family wasn't looking forward to losing these beloved dogs, and we weren't ready to become full-time parents. You see, they are a lot. Freya, we deem the destroyer of worlds, and her littermate/accomplice Astrid is the mistress of mischief. Whatever you do, don't leave that turkey sandwich on the counter. It dawned on the 4 of us that a great solution was right at hand. We'd take the dogs during the week when the kids are in school and the parents are at work, and the dogs would go to their original home Thursday night through Sunday. And come multiple deployments, we would just take the dogs full-time until those deployments are over. Anyway, a month in, everyone, 2- and 4-legged participants, are happy. The dogs don't have to spend weekdays in their playpen, and the parents don't have to stress about not being there. We have the time and inclination to train the pups, take them on lawn walks, hang out at Starbucks, and generally lavish praise on these very sweet little canines. It's an arrangement that is one stop past fostering and one stop short of adoption. I'd wager it's available in countless other situations. So if you're interested in helping service members, their dogs, and families while getting a lot of love in return without making the full-time commitment of dog ownership, I hope you'll look for and consider a similar opportunity. Okay, so much for the break. Next time we'll get back to the large-scale destruction of our Constitution and the rule of law, which are already in progress at the hands of two irredeemable narcissists. In the meantime, don't believe everything you read or see. They may not be good at governing, but they are expert liars. For Progressive Voices, I'm Jon Sinton.
Go to the on-demand section of progressivevoices.com or the PV app and look for A Turning Point. PV brings you the best progressive audio and video in one free stream. Stephanie Miller, Tom Hartman, Randy Rhodes, David Packman, Brad Friedman, and more. Search Progressive Voices on the TuneIn app, download the free Progressive Voices app, or go to progressivevoices.com.